Good morning, everyone. Today is 5th of July, 2023. It's Tuesday morning. I hope you're having a good week so far. We're continuing in our study through the New Testament. We're in the second chapter of Matthew. And this is the account of the birth of Jesus. Now when Jesus was in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem, saying, Where is he that is born King of the Jews? For we have seen star in the east, and we are come to worship him. When Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes people together, he demanded of them where Christ should be born. And they said unto him, In Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet, And thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, art not thou the least among the princes of Judah, for out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel. Now that prophecy that Jesus would be born in Bethlehem was prophesied by Micah. In Micah 5 verse 2 we see, But thou, Bethlehem Ephratah, though thou be little among the thousands of Judah, yet out there shall come forth unto me that is to be the ruler in Israel, whose going forth have been from old, from everlasting. So the prophet Micah prophesied that Christ would be born in Bethlehem in the Old Testament, Micah 5:2. By the way, there are many, many messianic prophecies throughout the Old Testament. And sometime I would recommend you go through and do a study of the messianic prophecies. Then Herod, when he had privately called the wise men, inquired of them diligently what time the star appeared. And he sent them to Bethlehem and said, Go and search diligently for the young child, and when ye have found him, bring me word again that I may come and worship him also. And when they heard the king, they departed, and lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them till it came and stood over where the young child was. And when they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. And when they were come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented unto him gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Now, I don't know how much these gifts that they presented to him were worth. Gold has always had quite a value. Frankincense and myrrh at that time, I think, also were very valuable spices. And being warned of God in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed into their own country another way. So God's the one that warned the wise men not to return to Herod. That's why they took off. And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, Arise, take the young child and his mother, and flee into Egypt, and be thou there until I bring thee word, for Herod will seek the young child and destroy him. When he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night, and departed into Egypt, and was there until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying, Out of Egypt have I called my son. Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceedingly wroth, and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem, and all the coast thereof from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise men. Then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremy the prophet, saying, In Ramah there was a voice heard, lamentation and weeping and great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children, and would not be comforted, because they are not. But when Herod was dead, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt, saying, Arise and take the young child and his mother, and go into the land of Israel, for they are dead which sought the young child's life. And he arose and took the young child and his mother, and came into the land of Israel. And when he heard that Archelaus had reigned in Judea in the room of his father Herod, he was afraid to go thither. Notwithstanding, being warned of God in a dream, he turned aside into the parts of Galilee. And he came and dwelt in the city called Nazareth, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet, He shall be called a Nazarene. Notice he was not a Nazarite. He did not have a Nazarite vow, and he did not have long hair. The reason he was called a he was called a Nazarite because he dwelt in a city of Nazarene. He was actually called a Nazarene and not a Nazarite. Okay. But anyway, this is an interesting chapter. The lengths that Herod went to try to destroy the Son of God. Killed all the babies from 2 years down to try to destroy the eternal Son of God. Also, it's amazing how God had prophesied beforehand of the fact that Christ would be born in Bethlehem, that he would go into Egypt, and how that God warned Joseph in a dream 2 different times in regards to where they should go to get away from this evil. You know, these wise men that came from the east, they must have been students of the prophets, or they would never have even known that Christ was going to be born in Bethlehem. And the fact that it was prophesied beforehand was how the wise men even had knowledge of the fact that there was going to be a Messiah come to deliver Israel. And so anyway, that's pretty much the story of the 2nd chapter of Matthew. God's revealing his Son through the prophet Jeremy. He would be born in Bethlehem. May the good Lord be with you today is my prayer. God bless.